TCGs is that users can freely trade and sell their collection as if they were real, tangible cards. Let's take a look.
palaillaan. We are returning to the broadcast, still going to speak English. Hearing my own voice, so that's not good. Okay, how about now? No, still. Okay. It's an easy one. So basically what we have here today is also Summer Game Fest 2023. So that's what we are. I'm actually watching it with another eye, basically tonight. But today is not the day for the Bethesda showcase. I'll drop in when we hear something new, something interesting about Starfield and everything. So today it's just the beginning, and I'm going to like copy this picture here. Yeah, over there. That picture over there to the stream, and I can comment if there's something, but probably there's nothing much in a way of things that actually are engaging enough to warrant my attention. But this is part of the actually being a professional in this area of expertise. So you need to basically be interested in other games as well, not just the games you are currently playing or currently interested in. Anyway, let's stop the ranting and continue with the Elder Scrolls Online. Okay, we are here. Let's copy the. I'm going to like place this on top of the chat screen here. We actually did this last year as well. So there's some Elder Scrolls games that have like this summer game festival on them, but yeah, can't do anything about it. Anyhow, let's see if we can actually hear some broadcast music and stuff. Yep, we have sound. So we are at the Telvanni Peninsula. So past the Nimic. So I should kill those heralds. Ah. Chainmaker. So these are actually those dailies. That's a main mission, and this is. And I should deliver my stuff here.
Off we go.
Last time we had like a quite sad story.
Yeah. Off with you, squid. I'm still here. Thanks for asking.
Wonder what
was a waste of time.
Redoran.
No one
Redoran
goes
in
to Salem
Telvanid
Mora
Peninsula.
anymore, and now I can see why. Getting badgered by priests and buoyant armigers isn't worth seeing the one impressive relic they keep at the shrine. Is that where you're headed? The Shrine of St. Voorhees? Patron saint of House Telvanni? It's the only reason why anyone would go to Salem Mora. I stopped by to see the relic of St. Voorhees, but the High Priest wouldn't even let me get close enough to get a good look.
Saint Vorus. According to former lore master, he's unsavory saint. And he might or might not be same guy than Vorun Dagoth. So that's why I'm getting goosebumps here.
I didn't stay long enough to find out. Apparently, it's an honor just to be in its mere presence. Didn't feel like anything special to me.
Okay,
If you're headed that way, maybe you can see what all the fuss is about. Good luck, outsider. You're going to need it.
Heist. Thief to catch thief. Okay. Right. Temple of Saint Vorus. That's also saint that we really don't know anything about, except for the name and implications that it carries. This is a camp.
This is your last heist, Lock of Rosgard. Mark my words.
The talisman of St. Voorhees will be mine, and I'm all yours, Relasi, if you can catch me.
Okay, that's his buoyant
The
armature.
Lock of Rosgard is so smug when he's got the high ground. He
Lark.
won't be so smug when he's level with my boot. And his little disappearing act. Let me get my hands on him and I'll make him disappear. That fetching thief has been a thorn in my side for far too long. He's planning to rob the shrine at Salem Mora of the sacred relic of St. Voorhees. I need extra hands if I'm to stop him. Yours could do. Are you looking for work? Stand in for me at the shrine and the Khajiit caravan nearby. Ask questions.
Okay, there's a Khajiit
Search for any
caravan.
clues or suspicious activity and assure the High Priest that I have everything under control. Help me, and I'll make sure you're compensated for your time. High Priest Treelam will be your point of contact at the shrine. He seems insistent the Khajiit are involved in the heist somehow. I have a feeling they're only guilty of poor timing.
Yeah, probably.
Meet me back here when you're done. The Lark of Rosgard is a slippery, pompous, no-good brigand.
And not a
He plots
Khajiit.
his exploits and picks his marks to sow misery, reap notoriety, and make my life difficult. I know very little about the relic. You might ask about it up at the shrine. The Talisman of St. Voorhees is exactly what you'd expect.
Okay.
It's gaudy and ancient, and the High Priest will no doubt be thrilled to enlighten you on its history. Those details don't help me in stopping the Lark, which is my primary concern. Please, the Lark of Rosgard enlist an accomplice? That fetching glory hound would never. That fetching wasn't in regards to his looks, by the way. His mask prevents me from making any objective assessment. What else did you want to know? I fear the Lark might leave a note for me at the shrine, if he hasn't already. Aggravating little habit of his. Keep it hidden from the High Priest if you can. He already thinks little of me for how I've handled the Khajiit camp.
So, how did you handle it?
In short, I haven't.
They're
They're Bandari peddlers, a group of nomads with a bit of an unsavory reputation for theft. High Priest Treelam thinks they
Earned
have something to
reputation.
do with the intended theft of the Talisman of St. Voorhees. I'm not convinced. A caravan of alleged pickpockets taking blame for the Lark's grand larceny? That's preposterous. And worse, it's unjust. Questioning from an armiger seems unnecessarily hostile. I'm glad to send you in my stead. I've got a plan of my own already in motion. Crucial pieces of it need tending to. But I can tell you more about that when we meet up later. Unless you have more questions, I suggest you be on your way. I'm Relasi. I'm a buoyant armiger and I serve the will of the Tribunal. I'm fully aware that I may be more straight-laced than other armigers you've met. No need to remark on it. My standing orders are to apprehend the Lark. That's why I'm here.
Oh, that's actually Alan Wake. Trailer of the Alan Wake 2.
History. That's one way to put it. The others in my order seem to delight in romanticizing this cat-and-mouse dynamic the Lark plays up between us. I tell you, there's nothing poetic about persistently playing the fool in someone else's story.
Yeah.
I can detail the charges of his past exploits once we've caught him. Arrogant Fetcher might even tell you himself. See, he has to evade me every time. I only have to capture him once.
Okay, what happened?
By Vivek, and with your help, today's going to be the day.
Okay. Game froze. This doesn't happen so often anymore. Might be something to do with the fact that I have everything around, so, and yeah, reshade as well. Little privacy here.
Off we go.
So I need to investigate the Bandari camp. Let's rule it out. So apparently Bandari in Morrowind are using Slit powers. They are reading books about their dominant heritage. Wait, no. House Redoran, okay. Dunmer direct descendants of the Ultimate, the
I
first
don't
folk.
suppose we have anything to cook.
White elf, wood sea elves, dwarves, and even orcs. Yes, dwarves are where? Elves. In the Elder Scrolls universe. So this is short of the Traitor's Great Host Dagoth. I thought this was secret, but not really. Apparently, they are kind of Elder Scrolls Online is kind of doing its own thing with the lore. They are rewriting the lore basically. Necropolis and Necrom. I have a feeling that we might come across Sixth House in some form. Okay, so this is pissing on the Aslander. So this is every book is written from the perspective of the uncertain witness. So here's like Aslanders are savages. Yeah.
Why are we stopping here when these dark elves lurk about the edges of our camp?
Oh, Shadea. You worry too much. Surely they mean us no harm.
Old fool.
She's pretty big.
What is it you want? Your nose is too close to my face. This one is called Shadea. She and her mercenaries are here only to protect the caravan for coin. This one dislikes this place and will remain no longer than she must. You have questions? Talk to the elder. This one is not in the habit of paying tithes to foreign saints. The elder may have gone, but he insisted others stay at the camp. Fine by this one, so long as she gets paid. Yes, a nosy walker came to spy and ask foolish questions. And Shadea was the only one bothered by this. Then again, the elder and his family are Bandari. They are used to being treated like criminals. Anything else, nosy walker?
So she's not Bandari.
Stand a bit closer and find out. This one is quick with her blade and does not hesitate to stick it in those who ask for it. Pray that won't be you. Bother someone else if you're looking for a job, Walker. This one's band has no room to cut in another share. These peddlers can barely afford us as it is.
Eye of the Bandar. Darkness crossed the sands of Elsewhere led by the Fiery One. The mage who had never met the soul he had not wished to conquer. These asphalted strangers. So, if this is like, true story, then Ashface means that this happened in the first era. But many ages ago. This feels like just a children's story. Because Dark Elves being ash-faced is pretty new thing. Relatively. Yeah, almost 3,000 years old thing, basically. Well, no, 2,800. Okay. Let's start
Luck
with
be
the elder
with
one.
you, Walker. This one is Elier Caravan Elder. Our wares and coin are in short supply, but our camp is open to all who may seek to rest and be at ease. What does your heart seek that we may provide? No. We Bandari are used to scrutiny, but rarely from such a distance. The Dark Elves in these lands seem colder than most. This is no matter. This one extends his warmest welcomes to you instead. The shrine. Oh, that shrine. It is a place holy to Dark Elves, yes? Of little interest to us Khajiit. This one is late in his years and does not remember. But he may have accidentally wandered through. Yes, that was probably
Accidentally. Right.
Ask Shadea. This one thought it sensible to hire protection while crossing a land rife with slavers, and her sharp eyes miss nothing.
Telvani are not a part of the
And
pact,
you are
so
welcome
they
to ask
are
around
keeping
our
safe.
camp, Walker. Make yourself at home among the Bandari. As Bandari, our travels take us wherever the roads may lead us. The roads happen to lead us here, to this Selen Mora. We sought to stay at the grand outpost east of here, but it seems to be in ruins. Perhaps you have come across our kind in your travels before. No matter. We are traveling merchants, seeking to sell our wares in all corners of the land. This one was born on the road and has traveled with this caravan all of his days. Shadea and her mercenaries are not, though they would be welcome among us if they desired to be. Our clan opens its arms to those who wish to follow the way of the Bandari. Very different from what this one has seen of these Telvanni, yes? This one has seen many years pass, and wearies more easily of travel. He thinks just this one more night will do well for his aching bones. You are welcome to join us, Walker. We have food and tents to spare for those who share our company.
Okay, so that's Bandari. Okay.
You are still standing?
Another is trying to, that one is trying to sleep, and that's bothering. Oh yeah, so basically this charter can do. Okay, Mirri didn't give me any boards.
All may bask in the talisman's divine glory.
Talisman.
From a respectful distance, please. If
High
you're
priest.
here to bask in the presence of the talisman of St. Voorhees, I humbly ask that you do so out of arm's reach. If you have any questions about the relic's history, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Shh, not so loud. This is a very delicate situation. We need to ensure that what few pilgrims we have aren't scared off by any of this. Relassi hasn't exactly kept us apprised of her plans. What did she send you to? Of course she did. That's it. I'm sending a priest to shadow her. After Relassi came through to examine the talisman, I've had to stand watch. I've made sure not to let anyone get too close, especially not any outsiders. It's been exhausting. An elder Khajiit came by and showed more genuine curiosity for St. Voorhees than any Telvanni that visited the shrine in years.
Accidentally.
I'm not worried about him, Sarah. I've heard the dangerous ones travel in groups, like that caravan nearby. Mind yourself. I'm so glad you asked.
Okay.
This shrine has stood since the dawn of the Second Era
Second
in
Era.
honor of St. Voorhees the Immolent, patron saint of House Telvanni. I am the High Priest, and I oversee the care of our most valued relic, the Talisman of St. Voorhees. St. Voorhees believed that we honor our ancestors
that
through the
this is
forceful
what we
expression
know.
of will over others. The gem within the relic exemplifies this belief. It was claimed in conquest during his march across elsewhere.
Actually, that is actually what the book in camp said. So, has Dagoth Vorun visited elsewhere? Actually, he was present probably when Morrowind succeeded from the first empire of the Nords. So he was probably present in the peace talks, and he's probably friend of the Nerevar, so he's probably pretty old, and might have traveled widely. So this is actually even possible, but he wasn't a crazy guard back then.
Not stole, claimed in conquest. The shrine is dedicated to exercising our forceful expression of will. We hope to someday unravel the hidden mystical properties held by the gem that eluded even the great Saint Voorhis until his death. Testing one's will on the talisman serves as a humbling reminder that forceful expression of one's will is an unending journey. Salen Mora used to be a haven for aspiring Telvanni, pilgrims eager to test their mettle. But alas, those days are gone. Most come to visit the crypts. Few stay to properly observe the majesty of the relic. I cannot understand why. Admittedly, we have had an influx of visitors since this Lark character announced his intentions to steal the talisman. I'd hate to think that spectacle was the only thing calling pilgrims to the shrine anymore. And if the Lark succeeds, there won't be anything here worth visiting for at all. Please, make sure Relossi stops him, will you?
The Bandari might try to actually steal this item back to the Gazette. Not to Relossi. Okay. That was the paper.
Excuse me! Please step back from the relic!
Oh. Well, it has like Elseverian feeling. There's those games, but it might be some kind of soul game. Barenzia. Yes, that's actual name of the, but not the Barenzia. Outdoor temple. Parables of Saint Waters. Following the middle dawn, Saint Varus oversaw expanse of the exile of the necropolis. So middle dawn is before first era. So probably the Saint Varus isn't Varun Dagoth, according to these. Bones of Kulgamore Jill, curling out the White City and focusing the brittle stone rain of the sky across the complainers. His end would find him in battle far from the land he called home. So let's say Morrowind succeeded from the first Empire of Nords in about 400 first era. Battle of Red Mountain was 600, about so. So it's not impossible that Varun Dagoth was born before the first era. Let's check. Middle Dawn. Middle Dawn was the longest dragon break in Tamrielic history. Which accord? Okay, so it wasn't time, but so it was from Middle Dawn was the longest dragon break, beginning in first era 1200 till its end first era 2208. Yeah, we can believe that Varun Dagoth died in 600 about in the Red Mountain. So if he was following the Middle Dawn, okay, so that's 2200, and we know the first era ended 2926. Sorry. Why I know this? Because there's a book called in that name. So that's how you learn the when the first era ended. But yeah, so being a lore buff, Middle Dawn, so 2200 Saint Varus. And Gulgamor Chill wasn't around then. Vivek probably killed his monsters in some undetermined time, before or after the Red Mountain. So he was making trips to Anequina and took slaves. Interesting. So these writings actually do not support the theory that Saint Varus was Varun Dagoth, which is kind of good idea, basically. That would be like pretty hardcore if that was the thing, because that would actually change things. Magical path. You need a flame spell. Conjure a flame Atronach. You have command of 1,000 such spells. So every problem has a solution. Mastering conjuration. Just conjure the Daedra to do something for you. Yeah, that can actually happen. Phantom Guar. So they are allowed in temple, apparently.
He's here. The locker's in the crypts. He just slipped past. I just saw him. The Lock of Rosgard. He's in the crypts. Just need a moment to catch my breath. I was setting up protective runes in the crypts when some Swit priests came bumbling in after me and set them off. We were forced to flee when the spirits of the interred attacked us, and then the Lock of Rosgard managed to slither into the crypts. He's so slippery, there's no guarantee they'll even slow him down. Quickly, please. If you can help deter the spirits, I'm sure we can corner him and stop this once and for all. Quickly, into the crypts! We can't let him get away!
Yeah, we didn't have a time to talk, but yeah, I think the... Oh, she was hurt. I think the... Hey, Scuttler. That's a... I don't think Dunmer's actually buried there dead. That's Aslander who do that. Denmark should actually cremate their dead people. Okay, it's okay. Summer Game Fest is actually starting. Pretty nice. Crypt.
Hurry! The lock can't be too far ahead.
Hurry, and I'm just looting. Yeah, it's pretty good idea to loot these instances, which you can keep by yourself, because there's like really rare, or rather rare things, like recipes. You can actually.
The way that priest tripped all of your protective runes, it's almost like they're working against you, Relasi.
No! Get him!
But okay, Spectrum that. Crafting recipes are so sweet that it's pretty good idea to actually. So I'm trying to look for the crafting recipes. They are really important. Otherwise, you need to pay like too much for the merchants if you want them. And these other materials, yeah, there's something that you probably would use if you are crafting, so not taking everything. And since this is actually scripted solo instance. Like, well, it's not solo, it's divided to other people, but yeah, Mortal Kombat, yes.
Something you need, partner? For following Maya John. I hope I didn't butcher your name.
Who's your friend? Are you ever going to introduce us?
Quit running away, and I'll do more than that.
Yeah, most welcome. How are you doing? I'm doing fine, thanks. Just too many games to play. So I ended up actually looting these things that I could actually take. I'm doing great. Have you played Elder Scrolls Online, or is this a kind of new game for you? How often do you stream? I'm streaming like 2 or 3 times in a week. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and probably Saturdays. This Saturday I'm like streaming a bit because I'm going to be out of town, but this is pretty normal time for me. Alright, yeah. There should be like a timetable in the Twitch page. Yeah, you are watching from the Twitch. And these broadcasts actually go to the multi-stream, to the Facebook, Twitch and YouTube. Do you only play this game or a variety streamer? I'm a variety streamer just because there's so many good games, and I'm actually teaching game design, game development in a secondary education in Finland. So this is kind of actually playing many games is beneficial to my profession. So I'm kind of playing these and analyzing the graphics, the design, and the whole thing. So that's why I'm actually ranting. Plus I'm Elder Scrolls lore buff, so I'm kind of lecturing sometimes about this game's lore. Graphics designer. I'm running discount offer while my work. VTube runners, local banner runners. Would like to see. Yes, please send me a private message about your portfolio. So I'm going to take a look. I have been looking a couple other graphic designs for the channel. So I'm open to suggestions. So please send me a private message and link to your portfolio, and it's okay. Yeah, no, not yeah. I'm not usually accepting like selling things, but actually looking through the portfolio is something I'm going, because I'm going to probably put some money into this channel at some point. So far, we are pretty poor, so not yet, but maybe at some point of future. I have your Discord so I can show you my work.
We've almost got him.
If you can just link the whatever internet page you have for the resume and send it to me in a private message, that would be fine, because I don't feel like giving my Discord to a number of people. Let's put it that way. And it's rather unwieldy as well. So it's not. Yeah. Some YouTubers or Twitch streamers actually have that chat command that they can take messages with the Discord, but yeah, I'll hey, now we found something. Crafting motif. Also, I probably need to get make a business email at some point. But there's so many things to do and so little time, and so many games to play. Free to stream, kindly check my work whispers. Thank you. I'll check it later. I'm currently following the restream chat that combines like messages from several streaming locations, so I'll check on the Twitch later. So what do you usually play on the free time or something?
You know, it's not too late to switch sides.
Shut up! I'm not switching sides!
I wonder why the thief is actually taunting the armature here.
Why are we stopping? He's getting away!
Sorry about looting here. Okay, there's a like spirits.
I never used to think this much till I met you.
CS PUBG and COD.
I know
Yeah.
that fetcher's here somewhere. Let's see if we
These
can
are
draw
really
him
good
out.
games. They need skills. Skill-based gameplay. Then the Elder Scrolls Online is kind of theme parkish MMO. Hey, now we found. Finally, this is the actual reason why we go through this place and look to everywhere, because you can actually find furnishing patterns here. So, and some instances are actually pretty well filled with the stuff like that. Actually had a like one special place
One day I'll get
which I visit if I need to like get the basic, really basic crafting recipes. Yeah, maybe these games are bad for the people who have a complexion with the hoarding or something. I usually like big
One day
everything.
I'll get
with
that slippery
me.
eel.
Okay, let's continue the game. This is pretty boring to see me just looting things. This I have already, but I suppose I can fit it somewhere.
And the talisman is mine. You know,
That's a real
if you leave
talisman.
that replica where it is, the
Yeah,
High
it's
Priest
a
would be
replica.
none the wiser. It could be our little secret.
No, no, no! How did he know? Nobody saw me. How could the Lark have known? He has the talisman. The real talisman. I made a replica of the original. Switched it out without the High Priest knowing. Then I hid the real one down here to keep it safe.
Maybe the thief's plan is based on Batman Gambit.
The High Priest refused my order to take the relic off display. He thinks it's safe as long as he's watching it. But the Lark could steal stripes off a cat. If I couldn't stop his heist, I thought I could at least trick him into taking a replica. That arrogant swit! And if that foolish priest hadn't prematurely set off my runes, I'd have clipped the Lark's wings and had him dead to rights.
Maybe Lark is a priest.
Tell me this isn't over. Tell me you found something useful. Something at the Khajiit camp, maybe. A story. Great.
Yeah, this is
reason
what
would this
I
elder have
thought.
to visit the... Wait. Did you read this? His legend says the relic holds this Eye of Bandar. Fetch it all! I need you to get back to the camp quickly, before the High Priest intervenes. Keep an eye on that elder. If he's really involved,
Catch you later.
he may not know the danger he's put himself in. Believe me, even if only one of the Khajiit is conspiring with the Lark, the High Priest will make sure the entire caravan suffers for it.
Will do.
I'll see to High Priest Treelam. I'll assure him that you're in pursuit of our thief and everything is going as planned. If you don't manage to recover the talisman, well, We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Because I'm an armiger, I should delight in such a grand and poetic experience. But no matter how clever or prepared I am, every chapter against the Lark ends with me playing the fool. This refrain only ends when I beat him for good. The replica, you mean? I know what the Lark said, but I actually have principles. A code I try to live by. I can downplay the caravan's involvement, but I'd have to tell the truth about my actions. I've caused enough trouble already. You mean the third-hand account that directly challenges the religious importance of the most sacred relic in the shrine of this peninsula's most influential patron saint? I wasn't planning on it, no. Did you forget who you're talking to? It's not my place to challenge the faith in any of the patron saints of the great houses. And even if it was, do you really think that stubborn high priest would give the story any credibility? I don't. You really think they'd have packed up all those tents and left in the time it took us to get through the crypts? Nobody's that fast. Not even the Lark of Rosgard.
Sus. This is a bit of bit sus. Or
Keep an eye on that Helder.
maybe the High Priest is actually trying to steal it or something. Lots of stuff to do actually. That wax is actually pretty useful. You can use it in a crafting, and yeah, you can get it by killing the spiders, but then again, when you are doing something like crafting a big things for your house, okay, this is practically not really valuable. You can buy these with some amount of coins. But yeah, I have noticed that I always run out of the materials when I'm doing some project and doing loads of stuff for the project. Another. Feels like the game gave me one good thing, which is here, and it's then giving me less important items, and that might be an algorithm. I've seen it behave like this before, so it's if you are getting something, it's going to like turn down the notch, so you can't actually farm. You need to wait like 15 minutes, and then it's probably these are back in the normal level.
Keep an eye on that Helder. Keep an eye on that Helder.
apparently she was caught in the blast. Okay, this is all I can actually find. So let's take the look at the loot. So basically, got some items here which I can use when actually doing something, housing or whatever.
Go ahead. I'll meet up with you soon.
Says see and runs off. Empty urn. So okay, so this might be that this dungeon has its spoils divided by players.
Keep an eye on that Elder.
Okay. It doesn't say anything worthwhile. Dead by Daylight, Nicolas Cage. Well, would you like to play Nicolas Cage in Dead by Daylight? I might not do, but I like the Hellraiser. That was cool, but it was like pretty hardcore difficulty for players.
I was tired of walking anyway.
I suppose there will be like a chase scene this place later or something. Fuck. So I'm beginning to think that Kasith Elder hired that thief to steal the Eye of Bandar. Bloody cloth. And
Walker, help.
dead
Please.
Kasith. Okay. This didn't go so well.
They're still alive in the ruins. Walker, please. Save my family. Shadea kept pushing to leave. Elir Sudro insisted we stay. And then he told her everything. The relic, the thief, secrets we swore to keep. He spoke on the eye's value to the Bandari, but she heard only the promise of coin. Took them to the ruins. The relic is the price of their lives. Too late for me, Walker. Please, find the Lark.
Okay, so
Save
their
the others.
mercenary turned on them. Okay. Okay, so Bandari lost some people. Thief, you do not know Shadea.
Everything went off without a... Wait, where is everyone?
Well, do you want to good news or bad news? And I think he's... might be Breton.
What happened here? Did you do this? I knew Relasi was desperate to get me, but I never thought she'd order something like this. Shadea? Why did he tell her? That old cat is too quick to assume the good in everyone. And perhaps I'm about to make the same mistake, but I'll ask it plainly. Can I count on your help in rescuing my client and his family or not? You think the Bandari are paying me? They could barely afford to pay their mercenaries. The Lark of Rosgard never leaves a job unfinished. Simple as that. Stealing is so inelegant a word for what I do. I prefer to think of it as reacquisition. And the simple answer is that some things are much better earned than bought. Trust, for example. If I give you the talisman, will I have earned yours? When we get to the ruins, I need you to barter with Shadea. Do whatever you can to keep her occupied with the talisman. While you do that, I'll do what I do best. It's a gamble, but I think we can pull it off. I have some answers, but let's not go on too long. As much as I'd welcome seeing Relasi, I think it's best if we keep ahead of her for the moment. I met Elier Sudro with a bounty on my head. He could have turned me in for the payout. Instead, he welcomed me into the caravan. And that story of his ancestor tricking St. Voris into coveting the Eye of Bandar always stuck with me. The Bandari believe that favors should be passed on, not repaid. The Lark of Rosgard was born from that idea. Still, we both always wanted to reclaim the Eye of Bandar, so we planned it with some trickery of our own. Leave that to the customs of the Bandari. His family wanted to reclaim the Eye just as much as him. Going alone was never an option. Still, the camp was vital to misdirect investigation, just as the Lark of Rosgard serves to misdirect motive. Reacquire, not steal. And no, the only things I keep are memories and my notorious name. She was on duty guarding the library of Vivek when she almost caught me reacquiring a rare first edition on behalf of the original author. She took it very personally, and she's been obsessed with catching me ever since. Oh, sure. Within kissing distance every time we've met. The only reason she hasn't yet is luck. Plain and simple. But you'll never see me admitting that to her. Better to leave her thinking I'm at least one step ahead. She's obsessed with my every movement. But I'm the flirty one. Sure. Oh, I wonder if she'll be jealous when she finds out we've been working together. I keep telling her we should run away together. That's probably what she tells herself to keep from saying yes. You really don't trust me, do you? If you must know, I was waiting until you ran off to try and catch a moment alone with Relasi. If I had known what happened with Shadea, I would have come straight here. Nothing. All the times we met before, there was this fire in her eyes when she pursued me. Now it's gone. I think I pushed her too far this time. I thought making my presence known would have just made things worse, so I left her alone. I'll meet you at the ruins. Remember to keep Shadea talking as long as possible.
Okay, talking mission. Deal with dead spirits. About 10 years before this game. Written. Peri-White. So it's believed that Peri-White actually caused the plague. Here, yeah, here is this part of the Morrowind.
In a big family, you have to know how to scrap.
no closer or this one will bleed out the Elder. Where is the thief?
Shadea, please. This one is sure that Walker means no harm. We can talk through this, yes?
You should have kept your nose to yourself, Walker. This does not concern you. What? Where did you... It does not matter. Give it to Shadea, now! With so many hands grasping for it, someone must pay well for it, yes? Shadea is losing patience. Toss it over now! What was that? No! Curse you, thief! No!
He stole the
You
captive.
will pay for this, Walker. Surrender the talisman or the others die!
Oh no.
Please, Walker. Save this one's family. Give her the talisman if you must.
That's Relassi. Follow my lead and play along.
Stop right there!
You've tricked me out of the talisman, but you'll never catch me alive!
Scoundrel! Thief! Pariah, curse you and hound your steps for all your days!
Well, that was convincing.
This one is
Where are
not
the
in...
others?
This one is not injured, Walker. Perhaps it is a better fate than he deserves. This one misplaced his trust, and now pays dearly for it. Those who tried to fight back were killed. Please, Walker, none of this was worth the lives of my family. Save who you can.
I came as quickly as I could. As soon as I saw what happened at the camp, I followed the tracks here to the outpost. But Vec, what a terrible thing. If there are any others left alive, we need to save them. I'd have been here sooner, but High Priest Treelam kept badgering me with questions. He hasn't even realized his precious relic was replaced with a fake. When I got there, he'd taken it off the pedestal and was clutching it to his chest. While there are lives at stake, I couldn't give a nix. If you can go after them, I'll escort the Elder here safely out of the caverns. Can I still count on you?
Rescue the hostages. Here. Somehow the map is pretty wrong. Is this even the right map? Nice warm lava.
You are a true friend to the Bandari.
Well, accidents happen.
My thanks, Walker.
You will not give the talisman willingly? Patiently blade and suffer.
This one shall pay your favor forward.
Oh, good. I was starting to get worried.
Actually, it might be a boss matter.
The others just passed me.
Lark.
They're safe. Now, all that remains is to decide the fate of the Talisman of St. Voorhees. She wouldn't. The only person Relassi wants to suffer for this crime is me. And she still needs to catch me. Besides, If the High Priest knew about her little stunt with the replica talisman, she'd be finished. We've got that we can hold over her. Way ahead of you. While you were saving the hostages, I doubled back and managed to steal Relassi's replica off the High Priest personally. Serves him right for not listening to my favorite armiger in the first place. So I could give it to you. Will you honor the patron saint of House Telvanni by restoring his shrine's most beloved spoil of war? Or will you don the mask of the pariah and deliver them the replica? The choice is now yours. For everyone involved to keep their desired reputations, there is no one else I can trust with this decision. It has to be you. I mean, I know what I'd do, but it's in your hands now. Relassi has made things hard for herself, remaining a decent person in her line of work. Even her making that replica was done with the best of intentions. Chasing someone for so long with little to no headway can't be easy. She deserves a win. When we've just started having fun? No. The Lark's got plenty of work to do, believe me. And if I wind up playing the fool in Relassi's story more often, I think that's something I can live with. Relassi follows a code, as did St. Voorhis, as do the Bandari, as I do, and I'm sure you do too. Our codes clash and harmonize. Most of the time, they pass in quiet opposition. I'm holding out hope that Relassi and I will harmonize again someday. No. See, the important thing here is that Relassi didn't catch me. In fact, you looking like you caught me works in my favor. Trust me, she needs the encouragement. It'll keep her from giving up. My reputation wouldn't be half of what it is today without Relassi making me notorious. That's a valuable thing to have in a long-term adversary. And she keeps me on my toes. That's useful, even if I'd much rather she have me on my back. As far as Relassi knows, you only have the original talisman. If you give the original to Elior Sudro and the replica to Relassi, she'll have to pretend it's the real thing, or get herself in a whole world of trouble by admitting how she lost it. Then you'll have honored the tribunal and saved the shrine of St. Voorhis from a fate of worshipping a worthless trinket with no real mystical properties for time immemorial. Or perhaps they'd be doing that either way. Who can say? What they don't know won't hurt them. The Eye of Bandar has been lost for generations, and yet the Bandari kept its legend alive through stories. Is the faith in St. Voorhis so fragile that the loss of one relic would send it crumbling? That question, my friend, would be best asked of Elior Sudro. Though if you've heard the tale of his little ancestor, you may have some understanding of it already.
Yeah.
See you around, stranger. And send my fondest farewells to Relassi, will you?
So we can actually decide who to give. And since I'm actually playing the agent of the tribunal, so basically head of Almalexia here, Mirre is actually wearing the suit of head of Almalexia as well. That's my own design. It's kind of combination to old and new armor pieces. But anyway, yeah, I think if I'm true to myself, there's only one choice, and it's going to be like give the trinket back to the Relassi, the Khajiit. Because it would be fair to give it to Khajiit, but then again it's like they kind of messed things up. So not really
Good, you're back! Just as we planned! You know, I half wondered if you were going to come back at all. Rather, I thought you would, but I also thought I knew everything there was to know about the Lark of Rosgard. Loath as I am to admit it, I was wrong. The Lark gave them to you, did he? Why? Everything he's done today is question what I thought I knew about him. including putting this choice in your hands. If I do, I'll most certainly be stripped of my title as a buoyant armiger. I'll be severely limited in my capacity to stay on the trail of the Lark of Rosgard. And who else is going to apprehend him, if not me? The High Priest doesn't need to know the full details of our investigation. But I need something to return to him. You have something, don't you? Thank Vivek, I had lost all hope. I'll destroy the replica and learn from this day. The only thing I did right was enlist your help. May we meet again. And the next time I cross the Lark of Rosgard, may it be the last.
Interesting. Kamonna Tong set. Of course, these set names do not basically combine with the actual teams in a DLC. But anyway, that's like it's more weapon and spell damage. That's like poison weapon enhancement. Oh, really? That's new enhancement. And no, it's not actually. But yeah, Kamonna Tong set it's weapon damage, and more weapon damage. Yeah, so
Salem Mora remains ever the same. And yet everything has changed for me. I thought I knew everything about the Lark of Rosgard, but I didn't. I tried to stop one crisis of faith and ended up with my own. I'll send a report to my superiors. I'll remain in Salem Mora for a few days, just to make sure it's safe. And then I'll likely be back on the trail of the Lark of Rosgard. Oh, I've always had an eye for that sort of thing. The sacred gem looked enough like moonstone that I made it work in a pinch. A little bit of weathering, using some basic spells, and that's it. Sometimes I wonder if I got in the wrong line of work. It's just being furtive and aware of your surroundings. I suppose I have some sort of intuition I've picked up from my work on... You know what? I'm going to stop this line of questioning right here.
She would be like great thief.
No. I get enough teasing about how good a thief I'd be from the Lark of Rosgard. I don't need it from you two. Now run along before I decide to change my mind about not taking anyone into custody for this case.
Okay. That was actually fun.
Your efforts in returning this relic to our shrine will be noted. The news of your good deed will spread all the way to Necrom. We're sure to get an influx of visitors to the temple any day now. I can't wait to see this shrine return to its former glory. I had hoped to see some change in its nature from your own forceful expression of will in returning it to us, but you handled it so well, perhaps its retrieval was not as forceful as I thought.
Yeah, well, probably he is going to tell that eating breakfast is forceful expression of will as well.
Yes, the skeptics and faithless among us throw that line at me often. How original. You really think because you could not reveal its secrets that it cannot be done? What a helpless world you must live in. I'll pray for you, Sarah.
Eye of Pandari, yeah, but it would be like having like totally wrong wrong religion and wrong deity. It would be like probably really good for the stealing and stuff, and not
Let's ride.
things that well tribunal priests are wondering. It's going to be like probably or talking to nice things. That might be like one of its properties, but not like that. Apparently there are some groups that are hunting seekers.
lots of interesting games in games fair.
Give up! Your magic is
Summer
no match
game.
for mine!
Summer
You
game.
think I'm afraid of your pitiful spells? Ha! I've seen more threatening netches! He thinks that will impress the council? Well, wait till he sees the spell I created. Once the Magisters see this, they'll beg me to join their ranks. An exam. We're going to cast our best spells and see which one of us is fit to join House Telvanni. I'll win, of course, but I just have to figure out the best way. Stopping my opponent from casting anything would be ideal, of course. Of course! A spell to restrain him and stop his spell from completing. Oh, that's genius. Give me a moment. Large spells take too long to cast. You cheat! Let me go! I'll show you real magic.
Yeah. Really interesting encounter.
I find the funerary rituals of the Dark Elves fascinating. Before I started my route, I spent some time in Necrom, learning about their traditions. I saw no spirits, but perhaps that's because I have no kin here.
Wait, hold on. Headed to Old Isra. Oh good, you stopped. No time for details. People eager to see me dead will come over that hill at any moment. So, want to earn some easy gold?
See Moraktong agent.
Telhulen, the tower at Old Isra's east end. Inside there's a green mushroom. By that mushroom there's a dark elf. She'll probably insult you. She's my contact. Deliver this letter, then walk away with a pocket full of gold. Better you don't know. But fine. There's a spy among the Assembly of Masters. My contact's here to end the threat. Look, can you take this letter to her? Don't open it, don't look at it, don't talk about it. Hand it over and you're done. Deal? Remember, a dark elf by a green mushroom in Telhulen. Tell her, both light and shadow can be deadly. She'll reply, though only one chases the other. Then hand over the letter, and she'll give you gold. Now, go while I lead my pursuers away. People working for the spy. That's my assumption, at least. When a dagger flew past my head, I took off. Look, you don't want to know any more about this. You don't need details to deliver a letter, and the more you know, the greater the danger. It's just another Telvanni town. Its claim to fame is that the Assembly of Masters congregates there. Look, I'm from the other side of Morrowind. I just had orders to meet my contact here and deliver that letter. Want to know more? Ask a local. We don't have time for this. Look, the name is misleading. Telvanni Masters never assemble. Instead, they send their assistants, the Mouths, to represent them. So it's really the Assembly of Mouths. But no one wants to call it that. Can I go now? Get to Telhulen. I'll draw up my pursuers.
Okay. Plots upon plots.
You there! I have a message for you.
Incredible. It's just like the High Elf said. She described you down to your footwear, and she even knew exactly when you'd pass by this exact spot. I have a message for you, Seryo, from Lisäosan. It's pretty straightforward. Lisäosan wants you to meet her at Tel Rendis. Something about a contract you signed. She said fate requires her to be there too, so she'll meet you just outside the tower grounds. Ugh, just a lot of nonsense about fate and threads and such. If I didn't know better, I'd swear she was a master or a magister. She said that if you want answers about her patron's adversary, not mine, you need to join her there.
I can't believe the Necropolis turned us away! This is unheard of. We traveled a long way to visit our ancestors in the Necropolis, but the keepers of the... Someone from the temple, a prelate Farum, closed the Necropolis of Necrom, said the monks were all sick, some sort of plague. We were dismissed like beggars at the city gate, but I didn't believe a word of it. I'm not sure. A young keeper of the dead, Curate Cadane, was with the prelate. I got the sense he didn't agree with Prelate Farum's decision, but his hands were tied. If the Necropolis isn't opened again soon, who knows what the ancestors will do?
That's up there. Main quest. Need to return to mission, gather all stuff and deliver them to here.
Excellent. Yes, I see you found the remaining ingredients. Knew you could do it. Knew you could. Give them to me, if you please. Everything else is prepared. Well done. Yes, just needs a bit of finessing. Brilliant. Should be all ready now to give to Oathman Lero. May I ask one more favor? Could you give it to him in my stead? Last I saw him, he was meeting with Spellwright Varsva. Oh, you know the usual, cleaning this, tossing that, busy. I need to avoid the mushrooms. Yes, that's it, the mushrooms. All those spores in that area are murder on the sinuses. To be honest, I try to keep a good distance from Oathman Lero. I do some apothecary work for him and gather any ingredients he needs for his own work, but best not to get underfoot. He's a yeller, you know. Vivek, never! I could never. He would strike me dead for speaking out of turn, with spells and such. I mostly keep my head down and stay out of his way whenever possible. That's why you should deliver the tincture. Not me.
Warhammer 40k. Space Marine 2.
You. Yes, the one who talked to Balder. Follow me.
Okay. What's happening?
Saw you talking with Britannia Balder. He's up to something. Perhaps old Edril can help you find out, eh? For the proper price. I'm just a servant doing their tasks around all Isra. A servant with the house's best interest in mind, you see. Servant, retainer, oathman, spellwright. Regardless of station, we all do what we must to get by. Edril Athra.
It's all in your head! Keep fighting!
Aftershock the entry. So... somebody is killing the Seeker. And he attacked me. So definitely.
Clearly don't like your odds.
I've been doing 10v5.
Hey, stick with me.
Ouch. Yeah.
Don't you die on me.
Yeah. I'll try not to. But these are pretty bad bosses. Actually. But these are probably something that actually fight with your friends rather.
Don't panic. We can do this.
Finally dead. Vivek's ring of duality. Okay. These are boss prizes, so yes. 4 more. Ah! Well, they are bosses. Okay, so after this small break from the questing, let's return back to the quest.
So you
were
talking
saying
with Britannia Balva? He's up to Edralathrin. I serve Britannia Balva. But that's not important. Like I said, Balva is up to something. Stinks. Maybe some coin will help me remember. Yes. Coins jog the memory a bit. I remember seeing Balva's journal. He keeps it in the basement of the retainer's billet. Read it, and I'm sure you'll find out what he's really up to.
Ah, okay. So the also this is actually a Telvanni town, and we haven't actually seen Telvanni towns other than Sadrix Mora, which is like one main place.
Clawing and biting our way to the top.
If you're just standing there, bring me another.
In-house Telvanni, when betrayal and deceit are the way.
Argonian guard. Okay, we don't want to go there.
Spellwright Moran, should we be concerned about the trouble in Necrom?
Oh, it
They
doesn't
say
matter.
the necropolis is closed.
Hallgrod, my dear hireling, do not worry. Fetch my tomes, or whatever's going on in Necrom will be the least of your worries.
Stop complaining, Lero. Your headaches are no excuse for poor results. You are of House Telvanni. Find a remedy and press on.
Ah, my head. Balver is sending some minion to deliver my tincture. About time. Lazy fool couldn't even deliver it himself.
Okay, so okay, so the journal was in a totally different. Let's check the journal first and see that we don't actually poison some
Spellwright
Telvanni.
Moran, should we be concerned about the trouble in Necrom? They say the necropolis is closed.
then we are in the dire need of oh no, there's one person here. Poison. Okay, he's planning to poison the Oathman, and we were this close of actually the Tribune. So we were this close to actually be an accomplice in the murder. I need those invisibility
Give
potions.
Laro the tincture, and all will be well. Just a quick, John. No, I would never. Well, yes, I would. But please, just give him the poison. I mean, the tincture. I'll take blame if you get caught. Just deliver it to him. He's truly awful. Bullying, boorish, with bad taste in clothes.
Okay.
Need I go on? This is the Telvanni Peninsula. What other options do I have? If I just make him sick, he'll blame me for it. If I do nothing, I'll just continue to be bullied. Please, take the tincture, but just don't tell him. That's all I ask.
Okay.
Spellwright Moran, should we be concerned about the trouble in Necrom? They say the necropolis is closed.
Hallgrod, my dear hireling, do not worry. Fetch my tomes, or whatever's going on in Necrom will be the least of your worries.
These towers are actually similar to Morrowind. Elder Scrolls 3, it has like several towers like this.
Even if Hild isn't really praying when she wanders up here, it's nice to look over and see her beside me.
Okay. I don't need to know more. Some servants are careless with their keys. Courtyard table.
Oh, stop complaining, Laro. Your headaches are no excuse for poor results. You are of House Telvanni. Find a remedy and press on.
Do you need something? I don't have time to waste with someone below my station.
Do we
I've important
poison
House
Telvanni
Telvanni
or
affairs
do
to
we
see
not
to,
poison
and my
Telvanni?
head is aching.
This is great. Here's your tincture. Enjoy.
Oh, don't mind if I do. Balver Bemis sent word that he had made a tincture for me. Glad you managed not to get lost. Damn these headaches. Makes it hard to concentrate and deal with my indolent and incompetent retainers.
Why did you drink some drink that was made by incompetent retainer?
Careless fool! Didn't even take a whiff before guzzling down a vial from a stranger. Well, I suppose his seat is empty now. I wonder who will claim it.
It worked? It worked! Is he... Oh, he is quite dead. Good. I did it! I mean, we did it. Thank you so much. It feels as though a great weight has been lifted from my chest. I can't thank you enough for playing your part. You did wonderfully, and I am freed from my terrible predicament now. I don't know how to repay you. Or, wait, I do. Here's the coin I promised.
And I can get the fragment of the dick.
Well, we need a replacement. By the power granted me by House Telvanni, I bestow upon you, Balver Bemis, the rank of
Balver
Oathman.
Bemis.
Now be gone before someone poisons you.
Oathman! Well, if you say so, Spellright, I promise to bring pride and glory to House Telvanni.
Okay, that was the oath. Sure, okay. Whatever. I suppose then the Slits
Almost
Rider.
joined the Moorborn myself. They seemed like good people doing good work. Did they fool me?
Guess Slits Riders work here as well.
You're just in time to embark on a wondrous trip through the Telvanni Peninsula and see what Necrom has to offer you. Don't let the idea of a city of the dead put you off. And Bittersweet here would love for you to join her.
Bittersweet.
Oh, of course. Yes, Bittersweet here has taken the path between old Isra and Necrom for more years than I can remember. Nothing stops her from reaching her destination.
Okay. More stylish. Okay. Dangerous mushrooms.
Any delay is unacceptable. We hired the Morag Tong to deal with this problem.
Bellow all you want. It won't change my process.
It's a Naru.
Outrageous! How dare you...
Master Phobes, a word, if I may.
Don't yell to the assassin. It's Naru. Our favorite Dunmer.
Well, look what the Nixox dragged in. What are you doing here, hero? Are you following me again? Seriously, what brings you to this house of arrogance and whining? Though only one chases the other. Alright, it's obvious Folsey sent you and she gave you the code of a courier. That tells me you have something for me. Go on then. Hand it over. Folsey can fend for herself. Right now, I need to see if she learned anything to point me to the true identity of my target. Tredesem, the name on the writ, is an alias.
Okay, I can see that being a problem.
According to Folsey, House Drez established a camp to the south.
Yeah, that can be a problem if the Brit has allies. So she's legalized assassin.
Folsey seems to think so. Since you want to get paid, how about you help me out? I need to assassinate a spy and tell Huron. But to do that, I need to figure out who actually deserves my blade. It's quite legal. I have a Morag Tong writ of execution. A binding document that gives me the authority to eliminate the name on the writ. We figure out who Tredesem actually is, I finish the job, you get paid, and we go home. Not together, necessarily. Depends on my mood.
Yep.
So, what do you say?
She has this illustrated diary of Neru that was published some years ago, and yeah, she has lots of lovers. So that's well, she's assassin and follows the Mephala, which is Daedra of the murder and sex. So why not?
Congratulations, you're my new Folsey. First, go to the servants' quarters to the west and ask Akigo about the spy. Then visit the Drez camp to the south and see if they have any connection to this Tredesem. I need to keep watch here, just in case. You mean other than the fact that I have a writ for someone named Tredesem who apparently doesn't exist? That House Drez has a nearby camp? Or that I want you to question a servant named Akigo? Which of those would you like me to spell out for you? Because Folsey thought me knowing about it was important enough to involve you.
House Drez controls the land far to the south, near the Black Marsh border. Them setting up a camp near here could be coincidence, but it's worth checking out. Akiko is a contact I cultivated the last time business brought me out this way. For a minor servant, he excels at avoiding notice and absorbing everything that happens in town. He'll only help if it's safe. He knows what the Telvanni do to traitors. It was part of the writ, provided by whichever scribe the masters had contact the Morag Tong. But since no one here knows anyone with that name, it must be an alias. Believe me, when I figure out who took out the writ, I plan to ask them about that. Are you sure? Don't want to ask about my favorite beverage, how I look so good without any effort, or which scrib I favor in tonight's race? Good. Then let's get to work, hero. It's not, and I couldn't care less about the Telvanni. House full of arrogant arses. I'd put each of them to the blade if I had the writs for it. This is strictly business. The Assembly took out a writ. I'm here to enforce it. Foes is a typical Telvanni master, full of himself and twice as annoying. Sulis is reasonable, but he's hiding something. Then there's the servant Zemzo. I expected to deal mostly with servants and mouths. Surprised to find this many masters here. Not much, in my opinion. They're all just interested in gaining power, stabbing each other in the back, and earning higher ranks in the house. Mouths serve their masters, representing them so the masters don't have to leave their towers. Just that lickspittle Alem Gito. He spoke his aid. Made a good show of subservience, didn't he? Like all Telvanni's servants, I assume he's quietly vying for power in some way. The sooner we're done and I can leave, the better I'll feel. Ah, hero. If we had a bottle of wine and all the time in the world, the stories I could tell you. But I really want to complete this writ and then wash the stink of the Telvanni out of my hair. You mean other than the fact that I have Akiko is a contact I cultivated the last... Because Fosi thought me no. Because Fosi thought me. Are you sure? Don't want to ask. It's not. And I couldn't care less about the Telvanni.
I didn't ask.
House information discussed during the meetings of the Assembly of Masters has gotten out. One of the mouths accused this Tridecim, and the Masters applied for the writ. Unfortunately, no one here is named Tridecim. Means we actually need to do some work.
No, Sulis. I'm out of patience. We need this finished now!
Master Foes, calm yourself. This solves nothing.
Come, Gito. Leave the hireling to her work.
Yes, Master Foes.
Well, unlike Foes, I am at your service should you require anything.
Interesting. Threat of the Bandari peddlers. High Priestess Satakala. That's Redguard. Bandari evil spirits incarnate.
You have to do everything for yourself to get by out here. Don't expect any kindness or helping hands.
I have nothing to say to you, friend of the Dark Lady. Word travels fast in old Isra, outsider. I heard you work with the Dark Lady. Last time she came through, I had to clean up 3 bodies. If she sent you to ask for my help again, the answer is, politely, no. I do not want her to be angry with me. Just information? No risk to scale or tail? Very well. I don't know about a spy, but a servant leaves the quarters late every Sundas and Midas night. then returns early the next morning. No idea who, but there's always a strange smell the next day. What? No, it's locked for a reason. We servants don't have that much. I won't let a stranger in to go through our meager belongings. Nope, this key stays right here with me. You wouldn't? You would? Fine. Working for House Telvanni is just one terrible moment after another. Here. But I don't want to know anything about what you do in there. Just leave the key in the lock. I'll grab it once you leave. I have nothing to say to...
Mushroom box. Fake jewelry. Praise the tribunal. Beat up bootlocker. Coated mask. I wonder why.
Did you see that woman outside? If looks could kill, she wouldn't need those knives.
Shh. She asked about her assistant. Just keep your head down.
Hey, hero. Find anything pertinent to my writ? Notice how the servants around here love me.
Yes.
They know I'm here for bigger scribs than them. Well, come to think of it, I have had a writ or two for servants over the years. 3, actually. Anyway, find anything useful in there?
Okay, so it was 3 servants he had to kill here.
You brought me a jar.
Interesting.
Ugh, it reeks like Asha's undergarments.
Yeah, sure.
Why in the world would a servant need a jar of Kaguti musk? I can't think of a single useful purpose other than to stink up the place. Did Akigo have any useful information? Well, I'd say you'd found the source of the spell. But why go out on specific nights just to return with a jar of stink? Could it be some sort of weird romantic rendezvous? That's no courting ritual that I'm familiar with. Anything else? Well, better get to it. I need to get back to Chelhulan and see if I can spot anything out of the ordinary going on with the mouths or masters. See you soon, hero.
Yes, he might be, or well, servant might be some kind of spy.
Spellwright Moran, should we be concerned about the trouble in Necrom? They say the Necropolis...
There's more parties killing those seekers. Let's kill seeker. The problem is that they can actually use a more powerful spells to kill. They have like
Where'd you go?
ouch. Fun. No.
Roll if you can.
Okay, mind terror. What is that? So Necrom is actually calling, conjuring Daedra.
You can make it. Keep moving.
I think those people had like no, I can't actually put the weapon away. Come on. Let's reload the UI. That might help. A deck fragment, so there's like benefit to actually killing these. Adamant lurker set. Death keeper set. Health recovery, maximum health recovery. So this is really good tank set. Although the health recover could be like pretty great for other classes as well.
Keep your guard up until you've got your footing. I think I'm getting good at this. Well, I probably shouldn't be proud of that.
Outbreak seems to have a new style. That might not be the new style actually, but just ebony style from the which is older set. We have a usual number of the rule breakers. Operation Siphon. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, they are sponsoring spies. Lady Kim, our agent inside. So it was Sulis who made for the asked for the breed. Sparrow. Always trash. Jeez. So they are acting like a slavers, but they are not really.
Over here, hero. Got anything interesting for me? Felsi's report didn't do this place justice. This isn't a camp. It's a House Dres foothold in House Telvanni territory. Any chance you found anything that will help us find the spy in there? Well, that narrows down the list of suspects, and it also tells us how they exchange information with their contact. They're using the Kuguti nests to the north as a pickup spot. Did you find anything else? Add all this to that jar of Kuguti musk you found in the servants' quarters, and I think we're getting close to catching our spy. Using false names to identify the masters. Clever. And demonstrates a sense of humor. Not quite yet. This could just be another diversion. Let's not jump to too many conclusions just yet. So it appears that an aide or servant leaves messages for House Dres at the Kuguti nests to the north, using the musk to keep from being attacked. First, go to Tel Hulan and update Master Sulis. Then we'll check on those nests. The clues indicate that Tridecim is an aide to one of the masters, who also sleeps in the servant quarters. They use Kuguti musk to approach the northern nests to exchange messages with House Dres. Update Master Sulis, then join me at the nests. Not a bad time to review the evidence, though I strongly advise that you not mention any of this to the mouths and masters at Tel Hulan. Where would you like to... hard to say with confidence. Tridecim sent a letter requesting a transfer of gold into Master Sulis's bank account, and we could interpret that as evidence of his involvement, but it could just be a diversion. Let's not draw the wrong conclusion. Only speculation. It probably has something to do with that secret project the servant mentioned. Something that Masters Sulis, Foves, and Thusi are working on. Beyond that, it could be anything. A lot of important business happens in Tel Hulan. The Dres call the spy Tridecim. They're a servant, but more than that, a personal aide to one of the Telvanni masters. We also know that Tridecim passes information to the camp House Dres established outside Aldezra. We deduce that Tridecim leaves their quarters late at night to drop information off at the northern Kuguti nests. They use musk to keep the beasts from attacking. Good, because we still have a lot to do. Head back to Tel Hulan and update Master Sulis. Placate him, but don't give him any more information than necessary. We're still not sure if he's involved. Then meet me at those Kuguti nests to the north.
True. Okay. Long time since I have seen those, but they were plenty at the base game.
You're assisting the Morag Tong agent, correct? As busy as I am, I can always spare a moment for the hired help. Oh, that is good to hear. Even though the Assembly enacted the writ, I know that Naryu is under no obligation to keep us informed. I appreciate it. I know better than to ask for specific details. The Morag Tong prefers to work unhindered. Anything else? The Masters send representatives to the Assembly, our mouths. They have the authority to speak in our names. Some sessions require a Master or two to attend, as well as any aides and servants. Scribes take notes so every Master can stay informed. You did you? Interesting. Yes, I'm working on something with Masters Foves and Thilsey. We've been meeting frequently until fairly recently. Then Foves stopped attending. He's worried about the spy. His aide delivers him notes after each meeting. A very informative update. Thank you. Now you should get back to it. We'll all feel safer and more secure once this spy has been dealt with. Permanently. To a Telvanni master such as myself, everyone is a spy and a threat. It's something of our way of life. Hence the need for you and the Morag Tong assassin. A fresh set of eyes and a dagger to get the job done. I suggest you get back to it. Not especially. I suggest we...
Sure.
Hireling, I hope you have a strong sense of discretion. Talking to Master Sulis like that may not be wise. I have concerns about him. Have you and the assassin made progress? I totally understand. What some call paranoia, I call prudent caution. This spy could cause irreparable damage to the Assembly, if not to House Telvanni itself. Tell me, what did you and Master Sulis talk about just now? Did he now? How easily he let slip confidential information to a stranger. I know others find me grating, but I've spent my life making House Telvanni stronger. This spy threatens our stability. I need you to find them. Eliminate this threat. I don't like this feeling of the wolves at the door. Your confidence encourages me. Thank you for talking with me. Now I must go. I swear my aide Gito is avoiding me. Just between us, he's let his grooming lapse. His odor is quite unpleasant. Oh, Alam Gito. Yes, he's been my loyal assistant for a number of years. Maybe I've been working him too hard. Seems like he has no time to keep up his appearance. And the smell! Perhaps I should get him a room outside the servants' quarters.
Maybe he's not a spy. Just a messenger.
I'm suspicious of everyone, especially my peers and rivals. You have to be, in my position. Sulis, though, he's changed. I don't like it. He has a new urgency about him. Always wants to talk about some new idea or another. For example, Sulis mentioned our secret project, yes? He insists that we meet in person. And with a spy and possible assassin roaming this tower? Ridiculous! What? No, of course not. What part of the word secret are you unfamiliar with? No, I cannot discuss our project. Sulis should never have mentioned it to begin with.
Interesting. This guy. We reject the pack. Post Telvanni stands alone. Ratha, of course. Devout Fyr Consulting. Okay. Okay, so Necrom is kind of City of All. We can't get to the antechamber. But anyway. against Kakoti.
They're coming for us.
Let you find our spy.
Worried. Were you worried?
Nice. Tribunal window. We no longer be alarmed with it, but you're at least you're
Interesting. Let's talk where there's some fresh air.
Naru appeared behind me. Okay.
I smell like a Kagudi, this place smells like a Kagudi, and you definitely smell like a Kagudi.
I'm going to.
Before I let you find our spy.
Yeah, he responded.
I smell like a Kagudi, this place. Master Foves' aid. Interesting. Once House Drez heard about the writ, they must have panicked. Not so fast, hero. Have we found everything here at the Kagudi nests? There might be more clues scattered around this Drez message relay. If Gito and the Drez used this site often, they could have left behind other information.
Treasure box.
Finders keepers, as they say.
Falls is dead. Better made items there. Sparrow's accounts. Naru, you need a new aid.
Here's the other one. You'll bleed before I let you find our spy.
I smell like a Kagudi. This place smells like a Kagudi. Master Foves' aid. Not so fast, hero. Have we found... Oh, what's that on the letter? Are you sure that's just mud? Why don't you just read it to me from over there? Some sort of Telvanni secret project? Gito is playing a very dangerous game by passing along that kind of information. Well, dangerous enough for someone to hire the Morag Tong. Anything else? Bristleback, Sparrow, that letter, and the Drez camp explained these code names. This means Master Foves worked with Gito this whole time. They even tried to frame Master Sulis as the spy. Can't say I'm overly surprised. I'll return to Tel Hulan. If Gito is there, we can wrap this up. You should join me. But I don't recommend bringing up what else we know. There's too many holes, and you just mark us for a blade in the belly. Meet me in Tel Hulan. We can finish this there.
Ah, so Sky Shard, which we of course need. That looks like a Dwarven tower.
Off we go.
There's that Orwen fortress there. Okay. Yeah, game froze. That might be because reshade. I mean, that's more probable.
Tell me, assassin.
Looks like we got to that letter before Gito. He never Not yet, but I'm about to. Looks like we got to that letter before Gito. He never received his orders to slip away and make a break for the dress camp. Makes my life easier. Now I complete my writ. I figured you'd want to witness the professional at work. After all your help, you've earned that right. The rules are quite explicit. I can only terminate the person or persons listed on my writ, and this writ only covers Tridecim. We know that's Gito, so he's my only target. A Telvanni master may be guilty of scheming, but that's nothing new.
Part of the job.
She did she? I suppose you did go out of your way to help a woman with a writ. Here you go, payment is promised. Never let it be said that Noruvirian doesn't pay for services rendered. Thanks again, hero. Now, for my final bit of business.
Interesting set.
Master Phobes, it seems your aide has been speaking out of turn.
No! Mercy, please! If you're certain, assassin, then do as you will.
No! You'll have to catch me first!
Okay. That wasn't...
Help is so difficult to come by. Pity you had to kill one of the good ones. It takes so long to find someone you can trust. Raise them up, teach them how best to serve you. So much time invested. Then they go into this. Thank you, I guess. Now, please, leave me be.
With that, the writ is complete. I'm still curious why Gito decided to betray his master, but I suppose that doesn't really matter at this point. In a place like this, you don't always need a reason for betrayal. Sharpening my blades, you never know how soon I'll need to draw them again. Then a trip to Necrom, I think. I should pay my respects at the necropolis while I'm in the area. I put a lot of ancestors in those catacombs.
I see the Morag Tong was able to close out the writ. We thank you for your work. I doubt Gito had the courage or intelligence to do this on his own. I wonder which of my rivals was helping him.
Wonder why. I have bad habit to actually collect these armor sets. Look at this Morakton style. Dead keeper. Alright, so that's enough Elder Scrolls Online for today. I'll need to make like huge pile of invisibility potions for me to use. But shorter broadcast Saturday, Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth. It's going to be like Finnish playthrough, and it's going to be like short in the middle of the day because I'm kind of having a trip. But sure, we are going to continue the Elder Scrolls Online in the next week and finish the bolt gun as well. Anyway, remember there's going to be like interesting games in this Summer Game Festival, so it's going to be like this weekend. So remember to check it out. It's going to be like really cool. Anyway, good night and good game.